Hello and welcome to your next tutorial in Visual Basic. Now what if you would like to be able to assign a bunch of different pieces of information to one variable? For an example, what if you wanted to access all the different colors of the rainbow? Well, you wouldn't want to have to create a variable for every single color, right? What if you could just create one variable called colors and then, assign every color to that one variable? Well, that's where arrays come into play. So let's figure out how to create one. So the first thing I'm going to do is create a list box, move that on there. I'll call it LST colors. And let's create a button, a couple buttons actually. So one button, I'll copy and paste it. So one will be the colors button, so btn colors. And I'll call the other one colors. And for the second button, that will just be our clear, so that we can clear the list. And let's see here. Whoops. There we go. So let's work with the clear first. So then we go list. There we go. Dot item. Whoops. Yeah, items. Dot clear. Whoops, that's not what I wanted. There we go. So that's simple. And go back up here. Let's go to colors here and figure out how to create an array. Okay, so in order to create an array, just create a variable as you normally would. I'll call it colors with some parentheses as the data type that you want to give it. Now, inside here goes the highest index number inside your array. So since index numbers always start with 0, so if you want 6 elements, such as the 6 main colors of the rainbow, you'd only put in one less than that. Whoa, 5. Whoops. Then below this, we can actually assign each individual color. So I'll go colors, 0 is equal to, then I'll throw in red, then colors, orange. Oh, see, I already messed this up. Okay, so I'm just going to copy, paste orange, paste yellow, paste, and let's see, green, paste blue, and paste purple. There we go. Then each of these will be the next number. And there we go. Now we have all of our elements. Now how do we get them printed on our little list box here? What we can do is just create a simple for loop. So I'll type out for and, whoops, going to create our little increment here, I as integer, and make sure it resets to 0 every time we go back into this subroutine. So I is equal to 0 here, and how far do we want to go? Till the 5th element, of course. So then we'll throw out list colors dot items dot add, and then inside there we want to add each element of the array. So type out colors, and then I. So I will keep going up every time. So I click save. Whoops. Let's see here. I. Oh, did I not call that I? There we go. Click colors, and there's all our colors. You can click it again, keep adding them, clear the whole list. And I actually want to make our box a little bit bigger. There we go. Now there's actually a different way you can go about. Now you could use a loop, for an example, like in here, to add all the elements in there individually if you'd like. But if they're going to be constant like this, if you know they're always going to be the same, what you can do is next to your array, put an equal sign, some curly braces, then list them all off in here. And yes, they can be numbers as well, as long as it's not a string data type. So red, then orange, whoop, yeah, there we go. Yellow, green, blue, and purple. And when you do that, it knows exactly how many elements are in there, so you do not need to tell it how many elements are in there. So just keep it blank, and if you click save, and then run this, it should still work the same way. And it does. Now there's actually a different kind of loop that's specifically meant for cases such as this, using arrays. And that's the for each loop. So I type out for each loop. And now I'm going to get rid of this. Now the for each loop, the syntax for this is you type in for each, and then whatever variable you want to call it. So I don't know, I'll call it colors array. And then the data type that you're using. So these are all strings. So basically it's the same data type as the array itself. And then after that, in whichever array you created. So mine's just colors. And then in order to add the items, you just type out list colors, such as this, dot items, dot add, and then inside this goes this guy. This kind of acts like your increment. This is your increment that goes up each time, even though it's not really, but it does. It goes on to each element in here, and it'll print it for you. So type out colors array, and this guy should work. I click colors, and there you go. See, it still works. So the for each loop is really nice. I'm not quite sure if it's less space, but it's nice. Now, what if we would like to sort it, or maybe reverse the array? Well, let's create some buttons and figure out how to do that. So one button here. I'll copy this and I'll paste it here. Okay, so then this will be btn sort. So that's an alphabetized. And then here, this, I'll just call it sort. Then this will be reverse. And then way up here, I'll call it btn reverse. That was terrible. There we go. So inside the sort, what we can do here is, and you know what? In order, so I don't have to keep printing out these elements again and again, I could actually just put it up here. So, nah, I'll just keep it there. You know, I'll just copy it. I won't work with different different variable levels. I'll just copy the whole thing over here again. So v, and I should probably do list colors dot items dot clear, just in case there's any in there. So I'll just have it in there for whatever. And then in order to access different methods inside the array, just type array itself followed by a dot, and then all these different things you want to use. So I'm just going to use the sort and then the reverse later. So I'll use sort, and then inside there goes the array, so colors. So sort, I'll type out array dot sort, and then inside there, name of array, sorts array elements alphabetically. I think I spelled everything correctly there. Okay, so then let's just copy and paste this for each loop right here. Bear in mind that once you do this, it will not be undone. So just so you know, if you did this, once you alphabetize it, it's alphabetized for good. So I click colors, for example, we have them all there. I click reverse, and oh, not reverse, sort, and now they're alphabetized. So B, G, O, P, R. I don't know why red is there. That's very interesting that it's there. Oh, whoops. I'll just that's odd. It's the only one that's oh wait, no, yeah, R is there. Don't even know my alphabets. That is terrible, isn't it? Okay, then reverse. And reverse will pretty much work the same way. So I'll just copy all of this code right here, copy it, and then I'll paste it here. And now we're doing reverse. Okay, reverses the order of array elements. And right here, we want to type in reverse instead. And again, when you do this, it does not go back to normal. However, if you do hit reverse twice, it will go back to normal because, well, it's going to reverse what's reversed. So if I throw in reverse, now they're all backwards. I hit it again, and whoops. I did not clear it, so. But anyways, so yeah. So that's really nice. So no matter what you do, it pretty much works out. And do I have time to show you another example? I think I do. I'll show you an example up here how to use a loop in order to throw in your own elements. So let's actually create our own array. So dim, and what should we call it? We should call it names. I don't know. As string. And how many do we want them? How many do you want to? We can put in our own, specify how many we want to put in, but I'll just call it 3 because we're gonna have to do a bunch of conversions anyways. And let's see here. So we're gonna have to create some new variables for each name now, actually, because we have to convert them. Actually, no, they're gonna be strings automatically. I'm thinking of numbers, so that's really nice to be working with numbers instead. So we can just create a loop now, actually. So for, and now I have to create the I, keep forgetting about the I, as integer is equal to 0, and for I is equal to 0, 2, and then we're going to go all the way to the third element, and names, and then it will be I is equal to input box dot, or excuse me, so enter a name and have it say names, and the default value would be just 0. It's basically nothing in there. And then we will want to create a for each loop that will go through each of the elements that, well, that we would like. So for each, and then let's just call it name array as string in, and then names. And then we'll throw out lists, colors, dot, and then items, dot add, and then we'll add name array. So I click save, and I run this application, and so this is the colors, right? So let's throw in, I don't know, my name Adam. Oh, I have my caps lock on. Let's throw in I don't know, Aaron. And what else should we throw in? Bob. These are terrible names. And one more. Eric with a K. There you go. And then they were all printed in the order that we did that. So that's our 2 little loops that we did. One for putting in the information, and the other one for printing them. So that's really nice. And of course we could always put in one more input box that could say something like, type in the number. We could actually do that. We actually have time. Dim students as integer, and then dim students conv as integer, and this one will actually have to be string. And let's see here. So let's see here. So students will be equal to input box. How many students do you have? Followed by input required for the title. And then we'll have to convert that. So students con, whoops, will be equal to cint, and then students. And oh man, I'm almost out of time. Then in here, we'll throw in students con, and then 0 through students con. Well, I had to change that number, so we did 4. So if we typed in 3, 4. I might actually have to mess with that number. And then students conv. Actually, no, I won't. This is still going to be I. What am I talking about? And I think that should work. So I click save, run this. Colors, how many students do you have? Let's say 3. So Adam, Bob, Eric, and I don't know, Lamb. Okay, so it's one more. So, students conv -1. Always remember that. Throw in the -1 in there, so it's only that number that you put in there. And that's it for this tutorial. And I hope this was useful to you. Not too much, but I thought it worked out pretty well, and I'll see you next time.